rotations as long as arduous as they are.
But I will say, this could be a double-edged sword here. But the addition of Kohler could very well be something that stabilizes them. A lot of experience for Kohler, a very veteran player, a very solid player too. I'm wondering what his inclination is.
Deploying drone.
I just saw a lineup from Viper. I think it was the smoke towards middle, if I had to guess, for early control. Either way, early contact, quick contact from Take Flight over towards this B site. Spike already going down onto the back of the wall, and we already have a retake mere seconds into the round.
Well, Screwface does have the first on the flank. That's a good bit of awareness there to open things up. The Jet doing the Jet's job and getting kills and spamming down the wall worldwide. Having to fall away, takes a little bit of decay damage, but that will heal. Down to 80 points of health though. Aqua spamming, but it's Kohler to get the next. Koalas starting to come back into this one. Worldwide, up close and personal. It snags one, but it's Screwface to finish with a three-piece. As Kooky Koalas only losing one player en route to victory. That's a very solid start here for the defense.
A flurry of kills coming their way as they get into the site. A lot of utility that wasn't used in the early to mid round because the take came in so early meant that Kooky Koalas could use it in the retake. We saw the wall, among other things, on the site, and that allowed Kooky Koalas to thrive amidst the chaos. 1-0, solid start. That being said, Take Flight did get the spike down, and they will invest into some pistols for this second round.
I would go back though and hark around to that opening kill by Screwface, opening that flank up and making sure that Take Flight have to keep their eyes on a couple different angles. They're not secure in their backline. But look at Yoshi, all the way aggressive. Kohler's going to come through here though. Spectre for one, should have at least one more. Does indeed, makes it a triple as the headshot comes through. Anderson trying to spam the wall, so at least a spike plant coming in for Take Flight. Reform the last alive though, and Reform will not be too long for this world. Actually does snag Kohler in the end, so all things considered, spike plant plus a kill, not too shabby, but Kooky Koalas, another smooth victory here, only losing one once again.
I'm loving the plays, though, from Take Flight. The early utility uses the early commitment just to get that spike down. Kohler looking nasty with the flicks, so mechanically sound, as you can see. A big 3K from the window there in towards the middle. Lower tube area, I guess is what I'd call that. I'm not 100% sure. So rarely see teams throw up that wall, at least in my personal experience, and I really do like the ideas. The early plants, the unorthodox positions as well. That plant spot was very nice for the mid hold. That being said, it was just for the plant. They didn't have much to hold in the post plant. Either way, it's going to be rifles into this round. A bonus of sorts for Kooky Koalas, as Take Flight do have rifles in the round.
And already the Marshal for Screwface finds a tag. Not quite the frag just yet, but still that's some damage. Sage could go for a heal. Indeed, the Sage is going for the heal. Yoshi will get fought upon a little bit more, but instead it's going to be a fade away from Kooky Koalas. As we do stall out about here, but I think Take Flight still want to execute onto the A side. All 5 players are here ready to attack. Sage is still alive here for Kooky Koalas, though. Let's see what that can do. Wall is down. In comes the Owl drone. Gets a tag, and Harmon's fallen. Now things get scary. Yoshi has edge from up top and behind. Screwface not able to get the shot off as Oaken will find the frag. And it's all coming crashing down as Take Flight swarm the site. And Kooky Koalas have no way back in. They are quite literally walled off. They will not have much firepower to work with either on this retake.
Anderson will drop into the site. Yoshi fight that player towards the entrance proper. Anderson does get one as he drops down, but Worldwide will get the swift trade. Kohler on just a Sheriff left to try and find something, and he won't find anything. It will be a round for Take Flight. As you'd expect, their first rifle round was in their favor, and Kooky Koalas made sure that the players that fell in the previous had minimal investment into that round to ensure that they could buy here. So we do still have a full buy from Kooky Koalas, rifles across the board, including the operator on Screwface. They have a good chance here to continue the trend and get a third round on the board.
That op for Screwface, neat. I like it a lot. I think that's going to be a very fun thing to keep an eye on. Op in round number 4. Screwface does spot the dash, does not have the kill just yet. Tag takes a shot but will have to dash away. Wise choice, almost overstaying his welcome. Screwface will retreat. Wall goes up, and a spike plant should come through, but no! The wall's been blown asunder, Nate. The heal has to come through, but still no spike plant coming through for Take Flyte just yet, as Kooky Koalas do not want to play this retake early on. Screwface takes another shot, but it will not connect. Spike goes down now. Wall is up, but Screwface finally lands a shot. Yoshi is down, and Jet on Jet goes the way of Screwface early. Nano Swarm out, Anderson just behind the wall, and the Swarms trying to get an angle on somebody, but will fall away as the lockdown has been placed by Take Flyte. Armin doing some damage, but not quite a kill. There's a resurrection available, and there it goes. Worldwide pulls Yoshi back from the dead. But Worldwide's tracers betray. Harmon has the trade. Yoshi, however, fells Screwface. Anderson comes in, but it's trades on trades as the retake comes through. Reform, though, stabilizing. Kohler has another. Anderson's here from behind, has the take, and it's all down to the Sova of Aqua. One kill, but not the second. Anderson might be low, and there's no time.
Take Flyte. Chaos is the best way I can describe that round. They get the plant so very early, and that works precisely into their favor. As you can tell, we forgot about the spike, and I'm sure the players did as well. So many post plants to disentrench behind the yellow container back towards the long lane towards B. It was just too much, especially with the utility remaining on the side of Take Flyte. The lockdown came in at the perfect time. And Take Flyte, they're playing a very different icebox to what I'm used to watching. Early commitments, fast plays, but it's working out. Kooky Koalas are stuck out in the open, and they can't play around the plethora of utility that Take Flyte have left in their arsenal.
The thing is, too, Take Flyte are using their utility incredibly well. That's some raw aim right there to open things up for Oaken, but overall, Take Flyte are using minimal utility to establish a maximum control, and it's a great recipe for success in the early going here on the attack of Icebox. It's been a joy to watch so far, and there Kohler's trying to take out a turret, gets found out with a bullet to the brain instead. And off the back of that, Take Flyte have a two-player advantage already early on. Aqua's going to not get the information under Scaff. So Ange might very well get gifted a kill here. They're still not going to clear out the Sage under scaffolding. But Reformed has eliminated Screwface in the end. Anderson will trade one, and Ange has popped out. Does get one, but traded out. Maybe a little bit more damage now, as Anderson's going to work in as a Phantom in hand. And of course, the Viper's snake bites can always be a little deadly.
All the lanes are covered, though. Anderson's got to win some duels outright, and he has no idea where they may lurk. It's worldwide to find the final in that round. Take Flyte taking the advantage now on their map pick with 3 straight rounds. Kooky Koalas will have a buy back in response. We have Screwface on the glass cannon operator. That being said, Take Flyte changed the pace once again in that round. They slowed things down, they spread out, and they absolutely exploited Kooky Koalas. Kooky Koalas were trying to get some information aggressively, and it was called out swiftly and picked apart easily by the side of Take Flyte.
That was the pistols, though, for Kooky Koalas. Now is another full buy. See what they can manage on the rifles. They failed to find success when there's even firepower in the server so far. So for Kooky Koalas, they're going to need to find a way to halt whatever Take Flyte can throw at them. Stymie the aggression. Hold back these takes. It's a nice little combo of Viper walls right there. X might mark the spot of a death. We'll see. Kohler, a little bit of an angle under the 2, but it cannot find any kills just yet. A lot of damage has been dealt, though. Look at the Sova's health. It is negligible. Still no kills going back and forth. A swing, though, from Reformed. And Ange with the pre-fire taps comes up huge. Oaken, however, will trade it right back. Shock dart doing some damage to Yoshi. Not much. And Yoshi on the dash back has Kohler dead to rights. And that's an open B site now for Take Flyte to fly to. Ange, though, going to try and reaggress. Come in from the back lines. Here's that spike going down. Spike down, though. And Yoshi has Harmon. Might get a second. No, Yoshi has to dash away once more. Ange with the trade. Ange and Screwface now. 3v2. And the res onto Kohler makes it an even 3v3, but the health will favor the side of Kooky Koalas. Viper's Pit is down. At that time, it's still there. Lockdown initiated. Oaken dropping out. The snake bite. More walls, more toxins being used here by the Viper, but Kohler's going to have to spam through. Kohler going in, taking the damage. Worldwide just on the outside. Time. It's gone, Nate. to retreat from Kooky Koalas, and a 4th on the board for Take Flight.
Did the Viper's Pit destroy the lockdown? I couldn't tell.
It might
I
have.
think it did. Ange will find one on the fall away, but that is massive. We have Aqua now watching for the exits. Ange will find a 4th. That player trying to hunt will be taken out. That being said, Kooky Koalas are struggling. They did find some damage there. They did recover the operator, but Take Flight are still in control of this game. I thought it was very interesting. The dash upwards, or the updraft from Yoshi, made Harmon panic in towards middle there. He was very passive towards defender spawn, and he actually put away the Hunter's Fury. He only got 1 shot off with it before he tried to swap to his weapon to combat that updrafting player.
Well played again by Take Flight. I think that's been the resounding statement from us so far, is just how effectively Take Flight have been able to play. The Viper's Pit used early on by Kooky Koalas is countered by a lockdown from Take Flight. Yoshi's chilling out in here and will get found out by Ange. Still, that lockdown could do some damage. Reforms going forward. Now the Viper's Pit should be taken out too because of the lockdown. Anderson is just not doing anything at all. Stunned, but Kohler has a 1-for-1. Still 4v3, but reformed with 2, bringing it level at 3 apiece. Traded out by Anderson, but Worldwide is right there for one more. Viper's Pit finally demolished, and the resurrection comes in onto Yoshi. 3v2 for Take Flight. Ange and Screwface again in a very similar situation to the last round. Worldwide holding out for the flank. The spike not yet down. And Take Flight might just bail back towards the B site. They are being watched for. Screwface has the operator on the cross. He's posted up with that orb. That poison orb is going to betray one thing. It's going to show that they're going back towards A. I think Screwface has the idea.
Left.
Yes, you can see the rotation back in onto the side from the Sage. Ange try and close the gap. Screwface will come through too. Very silent take from Take Flight here. They'll eventually have to make some noise. They'll eventually be spotted. And there's Screwface for the first. Up close and personal. Now 1v2. But Oaken with the first. And Worldwide with the second. 5 rounds straight for Take Flight.
They're looking very good here on their attacking side. They're showing why this map was their pick. Even with Kooky Koalas electing to start on their side of choice, that is the defending side, they are being picked apart with relative ease. Beyond the pistol round victory, they have found next to nothing. It's going to be a light buy for Kooky Koalas, but Take Flight, they just have the rifles that they've always had. It's 5 rounds in a row. They're looking for many more, and they show no signs of slowing down here.
No signs whatsoever, nor should they. I mean, they're fast-paced, but also timed aggression has been paying massive dividends. This has been the way to play for them, and it's incredible to watch. Screwface coming up from behind could have something to say in this round, but is being watched by Oaken. Would not be the first time these players have dueled in a similar spot. Would not be the last either. I do suspect the Slorb and Poison and Nano Swarm combo all coming through. But no real damage dealt against Worldwide and the rest of the Take Flight squad. Anderson, Sheriff out, lands through some shots, but not landing the shots. Yoshi has Kohler dead. 5v4 for Take Flight. Spike it to go down. But it almost seems like a done deal that Take Flight are going to win this round.
The weapon rate for Kooky Koalas just doesn't really match up against the rifles. Oh, that's a nice spam from Worldwide, dropping Anderson. Another wall will go up, this time from the defending side, but it won't really do anything. It seems like Take Flight at this point are content with taking the battle of attrition. They aren't even going for the plant reform. We'll find the player stuck in the corner and stuck. Screwface will find something for his troubles. That's a kill under reformed, but Aqua finds the trade and ensures the loss is negligible. A 6th round as you'd expect, and another buy for Kooky Koalas, but what can they do differently this time around? They have the operator on the board once again on Screwface, but they haven't been able to find much success, in fact, any success on the rifle versus rifle rounds.
Yeah, there's been nothing whatsoever to really write home about for Kooky Koalas. They came close a couple times, but close does not cut the mustard, Nate. They need more. They need drastically more. Beautiful nade followed there by our observer Betty, and holding on for Yoshi too. Aggressive little peek with the blades, but not going to catch anything off. Screwface going for a bit of an aggressive A peek. That's something I was going to say maybe could be something to change the tide here, but will not spot anything. But that lack of information is a plethora of it, Nate. Because now they have to expect either mid or B. As if all of A, the watchful eyes of Screwface and Ange. Lockdown initiated here by Take Flyte. They're ready to take the site. Anderson might just overstay his welcome again. We'll back away now. The orbs and the snake bites will not prevent a spike plant. Okay, just beating time now, but Kohler pushing in has worldwide from under tube. Spike recovered, and a chance to rotate away for Take Flyte, as the utility spam from Kooky Koalas is preventing any bit of plant.
This is very awkward. Kooky Koalas, they went for a different setup. You saw Anderson pushing in to prevent the plant rather than letting it go through, and that did indeed help. Kohler finds another, as now the rotation will go towards A.
30 seconds left.
But still a two-man deficit, and at this point, Kooky Koalas should hear what's happening. The dart should give it away as well, broadcast exactly what's happening. The spike will go down, but Kooky Koalas have a sizable advantage going into the retake.
Hunter's Fury in effect for Take Flyte, though, if they should call upon it. But it is eliminated by Screwface. Yoshi, however, has one. Screwface will double down, leaving it all down to Oaken. No snake bites, no orbs, nothing but the gun. First kill goes the way of the Viper, but still needs 3. Looking around, too many different angles to clear, though. And it's Screwface from up top with a swing from Anderson to secure the round for Kooky Koalas. They're first on the guns, and they're third overall.
Finally, something going their way. I did indeed enjoy the switch up, as I mentioned, from Anderson, preventing the plant from coming through and instead using his utility to buy time for the rotation. That kind of caught Take Flyte off. As you saw, they had to turn around and go elsewhere. They lost the duels as they tried to once again reaggress onto the site. And Kooky Koalas might have just found a path forward, a way to get back into it.
I think so, but they're going to have to replicate that at least a couple more times. I would say you want 5 at this point. 6 obviously optimal, but I would say at least 5 rounds here for Kooky Koalas. Screwface playing with fire here, very aggressive. Could catch Yoshi up, but I think Yoshi's in a better spot for this. Oh.
Awkward. Very awkward. Lucky to get away. The dash saves the day for Screwface as he goes for another double dipping. This time he won't miss the shot. He'll recover and drop his double. And Yoshi, that's another early advantage for Kooky Koalas as Take Flyte once again transition to a much slower pace and try to go towards middle. Kohler, though, is already in the tube. He in turn drops his double as well. Killjoy taking out Killjoy and furthering the advantage. Now Kooky Koalas looking much better. 5 versus 3. Oaken will take point and try to find a way into this B site. Anderson's ready. He'll find one, but it's only one. Worldwide gets the trade. Kohler, though, is still ready close at hand. Worldwide, though, will win that duel. The res will come through as Ange drops Aqua. 2 versus 3 as the plant will be attempted, but it's desperate. Ange will get that. And it's just one amidst the Viper's pit. Oaken and Screwface with the blades will be the one to find it, gliding gracefully into the Viper's ultimate. He will find the right click and the round. Kooky Koalas now at 4 to the 6 of Take Flyte.
Closing the gap are Kooky Koalas, and not a minute too soon. Still, they have the operator up, and Screwface has really come alive as of late. A lockdown and a resurrection in effect here as we get the last 2 rounds of the half. And Take Flyte's economy kind of down to the bare bones for a couple of their players. The rest still have about 2K, but on 2 of them, I'm going to be a little worried going to the last round should Kooky Koalas win.
It would be a remarkable recovery, all things considered. Big Flyte. Again, rather early commitment. That being said, the Hunter's Fury will be used to open things up this time around. No real damage found. I think a tag onto Anderson and nothing more, though it will be Screwface again to open up with the operator towards A. That's the lone lurk taken out. The one other part of this take, as again, Worldwide will go for the aggressive wall. So awkward. Kohler again on site will find one. Anderson as well towards the second. Aqua does find one in his team's favor, but that leaves Worldwide alone. It's so chaotic, so aggressive towards the defender spawn, but Screwface is ready to hold it down. Kooky Koalas a 5th round, and now 3 in a row, as it seems they have found exactly what is needed to come back into this.
They've found the answer, Nate. At least it seems right now. What will Kooky Koalas have for us on the attack remains to be seen, but on the defense right now, it seems that they have, at the very least, some inkling of what needs to happen. And a lot of that, I believe, is hinged on Screwface aggressive holding towards A with the operator. Since Screwface has been starting to establish that early control towards A, Kooky Koalas have looked a lot more comfortable. And I think that goes to the information they've gained because of that op. But, oh, Anderson goes for the Viper's Pit, but Aqua will neutralize it. Screwface lets off a shot, but will get stomped on from up top. Harmon has to help out, and a dash away will save Screwface for the meantime. Oaken, however, trades out onto the Sova, but Ange makes it a 3v3. Steady as she goes, resurrection in effect potentially for Koalas have a lockdown too. That lockdown has been popped. Worldwide drops up the wall. Take Flight will retreat, but Aqua will go forward, trying to do a little more damage there. Will not find anything further. The lockdown will come through. They will buy a free time to res. Screwface takes a shot. It does not connect. Hunter's Fury out from Harmon. Has nothing so far but tags, but Kohler and Ange have brought it to a 2v1. Reformed. Trying to clutch this out. Pushes right into Harmon, though. The waiting arms of the Sova. And Kooky Koalas will strike back, Nate. What a recovery from them in the last few rounds.
It speaks to their adaptability, I must say. The ability of this team to play around the operator of Screwface. Very, very well done from them to come back into it. And I'm a little bit worried now for Take Flight. If Kooky Koalas can find their number and half number 2 as well, it seems like Take Flight can't really adapt and answer back. So a lot hinges on them being able to just continually win rounds and prevent Kooky Koalas from getting the read.
Let's see what Kooky Koalas have for us on the attack, though, Nate. That's where things are really going to have to make or break this for Kooky Koalas on their opponent's map pick. Again, this is the pick of Take Flight. They got out to such a flying start. I think they've had their wings clipped, at least towards the tail end of that one. Already seems to be a very different start from Koalas compared to Take Flight. A lot more slow, a lot more passive here. And at this point on the first pistol round, I believe Take Flight already had the spike down.
Yes, and a lot more spread out as well. That being said, looks like Screwface, Harmon, and Ange do have an idea as to where they want to go. It's going to be towards A. Owl drone coming through, and the tag as well onto Worldwide. That being said, will they expect the angle from Oaken here? Jumped up. Doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, Oaken's in a really good spot. I don't think Oaken can get found out here unless they're really ready for this. They're starting to creep forward. But still, there's a lurk aggressive towards A in the form of Kohler, and Anderson has control of Kitchen. There's something that could be cooking here for Kooky Koalas, but that's a great stop by Aqua. That will punish it and basically spell the end of the jig. It's now known. It's going to come down to the pistols, the aim of both these two teams to figure out who's going to win. Wall goes up, but Yoshi has another. Screwface, however, eliminates Reformed. Yoshi's still hanging around the side. Those spike yet to be planted, and now it finally will as Ange punches in those digits. Screwface with another. Health, a little bit low for Screwface. Hopefully the heal can come through. Yoshi jumping up, looking for some information in this 3v3. Going up top. Harmon blindsided, but not a kill. That's unlucky there from Yoshi, but Worldwide has another. Screwface on for 3, Ange with the 4th. Screwface, however, cannot outdo Yoshi, whose hat trick remains the superior as it wins the round, and the pistol for Take Flight is secured. It does come down to the wire. But the win is the win, and that's what's important here for Take Flight. They retain the lead.
The Frenzy still has its place here in pistol rounds. Very well done from Yoshi. He picks up the Ghost to bring in against the pistols here in the next round, but Frenzy putting in work. Take Flight again, taking the lead. That being said, it's a very narrow lead compared to what they would have expected given the, what was it, 5-2 at one point in the first half? So
yeah, I think it was 6-2 actually, if I'm not mistaken.
6-2 and then 4 in response from Kooky Koalas to get back into it. Either way, it is going to be SMGs and the advantage for Take Flight once again as they take this pistol round.
Screwface going to aggress though with a Spectre in hand, trying to force back on Take Flight. Could be a good pick in towards Kitchen. The turret should help out, but it's going to be a timing battle! And Reformed will run into too many. Anderson with the Sheriff, shot to secure the kill. Screwface drops. Bad timing on the reload, though. Oaken will capitalize. And next in line will be Anderson to fall. Oaken stepping up tall. Spike, however, going down on the B site. 3v4. Snakebite comes through, and a lot of damage dealt on the Ange, but Ange will still hop away. Eel is up to, still has 2 Slorbs. But Take Flight are waiting for all the troops to gather before they phalanx their way onto the site. Oaken company moving forward. That wall will not last long. The Viper wall goes up. Slow scoring back and forth. Kohler up top. Nets a frag. But can Kohler get more for his troubles? Oaken next in line. Kohler has 2. Aqua has 1. 2v2. Spike being stuck. Spike's being stuck. And Take Flight win the round. They can still get all the eliminations too. But more importantly, they grow their lead by 2. That's just how you do it. You have faith in your teammates to hold. You stick. And you pray.
Well done from Take Flight. They wall up. They cut off the main avenue of assault between the yellow and the long areas, leaving only the wraparound all the way around yellow for the prevention of the defuse from coming through. Well done from them again. They saw Kohler up top, but he was easily isolated due to the lack of a line of sight on the Spike. And with that, they could just duel with the 2 remaining players back yellow. Take Flight ahead by 2 now, as Kooky Koalas do still have some investments in this round. We see the Spectre on Kohler, some Sheriffs as well, and Ange is going to go immediately for this plant.
It's a good start for Kohler, but Worldwide trades with 1. Reformed has Ange dead to rights in the Nano Swarm, and now it's a man advantage for the side of Take Flight. Reformed still hunting for more. Snakebite on the Spike will not prevent the defuse, so there's still a lot more time. Reformed has another on the Spectre. Up close and personal. It's going to be Reformed with a 3rd. Oaken with the last. But another hat trick for Reformed this game, who's definitely been having a game. 9-6 now in favor of Take Flight. They've really established their dominance once again. Kooky Koalas consistently getting the Spike down, Nate, but not able to do anything further after that point.
The lackluster weapons is what I'll leave it down to. That being said, we do have rifles in this round. It is going to be Phantoms as far as I can tell. It looks like Take Flight will hold on to their SMGs as well. So another bonus, although we do see the Operator, just as I say that, on the jet of the defending side. So there are still investments here. And an early stack towards A as they want to get aggressive on the Take Flight side of things.
Screwface has the op. Let's see what he can do with it this time on the attack. B-side relatively undefended again from Take Flight. They're content to just go for the retakes. And look at the flank already in effect for Take Flight. 3 players pushing outside of A. That's an incredible number. Oaken already up through Kitchen Tube as well. It's going to be a massive retake here. The resurrection on Kooky Koalas is the only ultimate available, but the double spray down needs to be there from Anderson. Not even 1. Aqua has the kill. Does take some shock dart damage and will be forced back away a little bit more. The slow orbs stalling more and more time, but still Take Flight have the manpower advantage, and they should be able to build off more. Kohler's in a good spot though, and Screwface has 1. Kohler drops to demise though, and Screwface now has to hold the line. Has the second armor with another, but Oaken trades 2v2. Oaken has another. It's all down to Oaken though, and Screwface, sidearm and Operator singing in tandem. The duet secures a round for Kooky Koalas. That's an individual effort and a half right there from the Jet. They need more team consistency there in that situation.
Difficult round. Take Flight, though. They did have a bit of a bonus. It was a lot of SMGs and the like. They didn't have the big investment of the Operator. They got it pretty close, within 2 of winning it. Though, it is indeed Screwface with the Operator. 4 kills, as you mentioned. 1 on the Classic as well, onto the player site proper. Very awkward round. Take Flight do have several interesting ideas. And they might be enough to get them over the line. Kooky Koalas, they've been rather one-dimensional, going towards B almost every round. We have seen an A once or twice, but for the most part, it is indeed that plant around the wall. Kohler, though, will open things up. Aqua tries to find something with Hunter's Fury. In return, the attacker Killjoy will come in following that. That cannot be stopped now, and that means that the B site will be evacuated. Yoshi has no choice. They can't stop it, and it will be a retake for Take Flight.
Screwface again, another kill, this time just as the spike goes down. Let's Take Flight down 2 players. All 3 from the same zone. They might just save here, Nate, and I would not be too surprised if they did. I think that's the right call. 5 players in a hold on the site, not going to be too easy to retake, and Take Flight's money is probably not the best right now, so they'll have to save the next round. It's a wise decision, a prudent one. But it allows Kooky Koalas to close the gap to within 1. They're getting much more comfortable here, it seems, as much of the same sort of storyline we had in the first half is starting to show its head here.
Yes, it is, but I'm going to keep harking on it. Kooky Koalas, a lot of it has just been the wall for the very, very safe plant on B. I feel like that could be exploited by Take Flight if they just change a few things here and there. Take does seem rather one-dimensional from Kooky Koalas and rather shallow. They'll have to swap things up if they want to keep catching Take Flight out here.
Now, are Kooky Koalas going to go somewhere other than B? I think that's the biggest question on our minds right now, Nate. Also, look at that economy over on the side of Take Flight. There's nothing left in the bank. They bought down to brass tacks. And where are Kooky Koalas gearing up for the take, Nate?
Of course. It's the same as always. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. That's one way to look at it. They will try once again to go towards B. 5 players present. But the ultimate is there to try and delay and keep them at bay. And it will work, as Kooky Koalas do not overcommit and will instead turn towards middle to try and find gains into a site.
Poison orb up. Screwface not going to be able to see anything through that, but he will still hold an angle. Still looking for an opportunity. As mid seems to be the take now from Kooky Koalas. Alarm bot activated, alarm bot destroyed. But now, a little bit more information's known. Yoshi's keeping an eye on things here up on top of the screens. Dash goes through, but here comes the farm from Yoshi. Not even one! Kohler has it, takes a lot of damage, but here comes Screwface. Blades are out, and Aqua is shanked. Screwface is going back for more too. Reformed holding a good angle. Headshot angle. Double team comes through. Bring it to a 4v3, but still a lot more damage to be dealt here. Secure a round victory for the squad. Rez comes through. Screwface is back as Oaken eliminates the other Viper. Oaken definitely having a good bit of those duels won against Anderson. Sage Wall will be demolished as Take Flight look to reaggress here. Look at the retake setup from Kooky Koalas. They're also passive, playing that spike. They're not aggressing whatsoever. They're waiting for Take Flight to have to make a play. Huge recon bolt, throwing a bigger frag from Reformed. Hunter's Fury comes through. Harmon has one on it, but Reformed has another kill. A tag comes through. Screwface gets detained, and it's Reformed on for an ace. The spike's been defused. Take Flight has won, and Harmon is going to give Reformed that ace as well. Double digits for Take Flight, as things start to stumble here on the side of Kooky Koalas. The Vipers hit early on, forces them away, and the A-side hold was not there at the end of the day. Take Flight, 3 rounds away from winning their map pick and sending us to Haven.
Very scrappy round, to say the least. Well done for Take Flight to thrive amidst the chaos. So many ultimates invested. They will win it, albeit barely. Kooky Koalas do have a better buy here. Once again, Take Flight, having lost so many players in that last round, don't cover all their bases. They have some light shields on at least one player. So there is still an opportunity for Kooky Koalas to find a 9th here. Question is, have Take Flight finally read their opponents? Oaken finds the first and survives. Furthermore, looking for the second, he'll find it. Ange does finally find a trade. A second is well given. No, even man count, 3 versus 3 off the back of a big double from Ange.
No ultimate abilities available just yet. And the spike is still down, not recovered for Kooky Koalas. Doesn't seem like they want to commit to this. Very interesting choice. Screwface still holding, hoping Reformed crosses under 2, but into that scope. But Screwface will not get so lucky today. Where are Kooky Koalas going to finish? Of course they're going to go B. What else would they do here besides go B? There's 2 players here to hold from Take Flight, though, and they're already starting to bring Yoshi over too.
30 seconds left.
Time getting very low, Nate. That's a very critical thing to mention too. 25 seconds on the clock. A bad kill could end things all here and now for Kooky Koalas. Wall goes up, but it is demolished. Screwface, though, has Aqua dead. And sticking that spike. Reform pushing. Screwface holding. Backing up the plant. And Screwface might have just done enough to secure this round for Kooky Koalas. Yoshi 1v3. Dashing away. Tagged down low by the operator of Screwface. Yoshi will try and aggress and try and get this round. Has the first on the Harmon. Up close and personal. Kill on the Screwface. Somehow, some way. But Ange is right there for the trade.
I'm not sure. They were so close to lining up there. So very close. Like pixels away from a lineup headshot on the Vandal. I thought this was Ange getting taken out. But instead it was Screwface. Almost meant to be, but not quite. Ange will hold things down on the Sage. 9 to 10, we're within 1. And this is far more of a fight than I thought it would be. Kooky Koalas bringing us so far on a map that we thought they didn't have much prepared for.
Yeah, they definitely start to seem a little more comfortable here as Ange gets a free double kill. Screwface will add another to his incredible tally. Blades are out for Yoshi, but the kunai shall not find their mark. Yeah, that was a fantastic shot from Yoshi there on to Screwface in that last round. Hats off to our production crew. Flippy on the button and Betty observing for us in this game. Catching that detail right there. Yoshi will land 1 onto Kohler. The spike's ticking away, and I think Yoshi's just going for damage at this point. Screwface, though, has to dash away, actually. A lot of damage dealt onto Yoshi, but still could find something with the one knife! Oh, Yoshi! Nice little style points right there. We'll go for more. Nothing to lose here. All the things to gain.
Specifically pride, I would say. The rifle is recovered, and with that, Yoshi should be bringing it into the next round. Nothing much invested besides the ultimate here. Yeah, Yoshi. Not spotting anyone else. Will not try to force the issue. Run away. It will be a tied ball game of 10 apiece. Kooky Koalas bringing it back. And now tying it up once again.
Tie ball game, Nate. 10 apiece. And we're getting down to the wire here, too. Every single round can make an incredible difference. Only 3 rounds are needed for either side to put this one to bed. But honestly, and depending on how this round plays out, I would not be surprised to see overtime. The way that these teams have been responding to each other. Kooky Koalas, they finally got enough success on B to really warrant an over-rotation and overplay from Take Flight. That didn't stall them out, but Koalas again found another answer. Their adaptability has been second to none so far.
Operator duel. This is the first operator I think we've seen on the defending side. Screwface was spotted. He will be spotted once more. Yoshi wants this duel. Screwface has been the hard carry for his team. He has 27 currently. And that opening would be massive for Take Flight. Although, things have already swapped up massively. It's just Harmon here to try and show presence / catch an aggressing player. And meanwhile, his team has rotated around towards the A site in hopes of finding an opening. Hyper's Pit, though, is active all the way clear through to the choke point. And that will also turn Kooky Koalas away. As we're in an awkward point, not much map control being gained, and with only 35 seconds left, Kooky Koalas need to speed things up here.
Well, Harmon will speed to his doom, but the rest of the players are going up mid. 28 on the clock now. This is getting very, very scary. Screwface on the middle, find anything but Reformed, and Aqua will mop up 2 more. That's the round, surely. There's no way Kooky Koalas can stabilize from this, but Screwface might have other ideas. He has at least 1 more. Screwface going forward. Anderson has another. We're in a 2v2. We're getting a Viper's Pit and a plant at the very least, Nate, and somehow things might just be falling apart for Take Flight. Spike finally going down in the nick of time. Oh, Worldwide, you are coming in. A good spot. Have a teammate with you. But what can you do against Screwface on his heroics right now? Worldwide up top. Screwface and Anderson in the pit. Worldwide drops, making a lot of noise, spraying, hoping for damage, but eventually they're going to have to push in, Nate, and there's more snake bites on the Viper's pit. Inside, Screwface goes, the lineup for two! The quad for Screwface, and it's Screwface, of course it's Screwface, to bring this back for Kooky Koalas. It seemed down and out. It seemed like there was nothing for them, but all of a sudden, Screwface decided, it's my round, it's my time to shine. And as Screwface has done the entirety of this game so far, it's a jet diff.
All aboard the Screwface train, 31 kills. And we're not even done with this map. His team's only ahead by one, at least 2 more rounds remain. Assuming, of course, they win out here. Take Flyte on a very desperate buy. I saw Marshall in play. Far from ideal. Take Flyte, though. Do want to get aggressive. Oaken has done this before. But this time he has the judge. Harmon, he's going to get caught out. The timing's perfect. Oaken dispatches that player. And Take Flyte do find an advantage. They did have an advantage in the last round. A sizable one of a 2-man lead that was then squandered on the B site. Can they recover here and bring us back to even footing once more?
You will not kill my
Well, Harmon's brought back from the dead, so that initial judge kill ends up being nothing really in the end. Recon Bolt reveals the location of Ange, however, but look at this rotation back towards A. Kohler has a lot of information, a lack of defense over towards the ASAP. That is being rectified quite quickly by the side of Take Flyte. They're rotating in, but Screwface is charging forward. However, Aqua with the Marshall gets 2. Okay, things are turning back, but of course, Screwface will get the 32nd of the round of the game for him. Aqua's Hunter's Fury will find nothing. Reform, however, drops the ultimate killer. But Ange and Anderson, the double A's, getting things back. Spike not down just yet, though. Aqua still up on the scaffolding, looking to farm another kill. Shot comes through, but Aqua forced away. Shock Dart can come through. Snake bites to hold down the push. Look at the time, Nate. Look at the time. There's so little of it. They're going to have to force a plant. That's exactly what Ange will do. But he's been spotted. Has to stick. Has to trust in Anderson to back him up. But Anderson's been dropped. Oaken from up top. And Ange in an impossible spot will fall to the Viper. As we go back again, knotted at 11 apiece. Neither team willing to give up an inch, let alone a mile.
Thrifty.
It's so scary, so back and forth. Take Flyte do win a thrifty round, a very close one. Oaken and the Sage below awkwardly dance back and forth. Neither knows the position of the other. But we do find 11-11 once more. Who has the late round read here? Is it Take Flyte finally finding another round, or was that just a simple blind luck victory? They've been struggling here on the defending side, and Kooky Koalas, even though they've only gone for, in my opinion, a couple different strategies, have found tremendous success, and they're looking to swap it up once again. Screwface will now look for the entry towards the A side early here.
Oh, Screwface spotted ahead, but will not take the shot. Hunter's Fury coming in from Harmon, getting tags, not quite a frag. Okay. Multiple tags, some damage information. Kohler will aggress. Killjoy lockdowns going back and forth. Worldwide pushing in, but Kohler will trade 4v4. Attacking Killjoy ultimate will go through, but Aqua has Kohler dead to rise 4v3. The defense's Killjoy ultimate will now detain one player. But I don't think it's going to equate to a kill just yet. Kooky Koalas. What are they going to be able to do here, Nate? It's a rough spot for them to be in. This Take Flyte could grab map point off of the back of this.
Either team could take map point off the back of this. 3 versus 4 is somewhat awkward, but I have confidence in their aim and their confidence. Anderson caught out Aqua in the perfect angle, spots the other two as well as information gained at the cost of his own life. Still an advantage sitting with Take Flyte by a slim margin, as the take will come through regardless. Yoshi drops one with the operator. It's just Ange the Sage. Has to come in huge. Spotting the first, but not finding it. And at this point, Take Flyte are just toying with their food. Ange is bullied into the corner. 15 seconds left. He has to make some room here. Push across. That's the first. Reform taken out. Spike plant faked in hopes of a peek. It does come through, but the shots won't land. Oaken will find the trade and a 12th for Take Flight. This is not the scoreline we expected given the early sprint from Team Take Flight, but they do still find themselves with one map point here, and a very confident one at that. Kooky Koalas have a dismal buy here, and it's going to be difficult for them. It's going to require a heroic and honestly unreal play from Screwface if they want to take it to overtime.
Hey, we got a attack pause coming out here, presumably from Kooky Koalas. That would make a lot of sense, and a wise decision to make that call.
It is
got one round left of regulation, my friend.
A lot rides on this. We either keep going or Take Flight take their map pick. Either way, this was not the outcome I expected. Kooky Koalas, yeah, they do not have a good record on this map. The fact that they can bring it this far speaks to how well they work as a unit. Kohler, the recent pickup, has been doing incredibly well for this team. He's the second frag on Killjoy of all agents. Harmon has been struggling. Anderson has been doing okay as well on the Viper. He was the one holding down the A set, if you remember, in the early stages of half number 1. Kooky Koalas, it's Screwface. It really is. It's the Screwface game, and it will have to be a Screwface-led victory in this round if we want overtime.
Screwface does not have the blades. That was going to be one thing I'd say to keep an eye on, is if Screwface was able to have the Jet ult. Shall not be available, however. That could be a little bit of a hamstring.
Ange could bring the rifle here at least.
Yes. Or even drop that over to Screwface, which would not be a bad call.
Exactly. Given how hot he's been in this game. He's at 32 as we enter round 24. If they set him up well with all the utility, I could see him finding just enough to get across the line and into overtime.
Look at the buy from Take Flight, though. A couple judges are up because they don't have the money for rifles, double vandals, and an operator. It's not the smoothest for either side, although you have to definitely give the edge to Take Flight here. And just yet to buy. We might be on a technical pause at this point, because I'm curious as to why Ange has not made a move.
Yeah, it's interesting. If I had to guess, it is a tech at this point. We've been paused for long enough that it makes you guess. So I'm not sure how long this will take. I have to guess that Ange might have DC'd, though I didn't see it in the chat, so who really knows? Either way, what an exciting map to start things off here. Take Flight versus Kooky Koalas. The winner goes to the finals. The loser's obviously out of the tournament. And Kooky Koalas taking us the distance on the map pick of Take Flight.
Yeah, again, we did not expect this. I believe it's a 48% win rate for Kooky Koalas. 42% win rate on Icebox for Kooky Koalas. Not something they tend to play very often. Only played it 12 times. Split, they have played less, but then again, who wants to play Split right now? So right now for Kooky Koalas, it's not exactly a comfort place to be. But they have done some very, very good things on this map. And against a team like Take Flight, who like to play Icebox quite a bit, a 70% win rate out of 23 maps played, it's a very impressive showing from the Kooky Koalas squad. And I think a lot of that goes to show just how good these players are in terms of being a team.
Yes, I'm very excited. Again, Kooky Koalas, rather new with the addition of Kohler, are already making waves. We are into it. Potential final round. Screwface does have the rifle, as we mentioned, and it will be a fast play towards Aoken. Holds it down with the judge, but only finds one. Ange finds a trade, as is Harmon with the shock dart. Yoshi's still here, however, with both a rifle and an operator. He will find one. Ange, though, does get the res onto Kohler. As the spike will go down, things are looking chaotic.
Nate, that shock dart kill stopped a res. That could be critical here. Anderson with 2, and now Reform down to 1v4. Can Reform pull this off? Needs at least another one soon because the time is going to be a factor here. Nano Swarm will force Reform a little bit of away, and will chunk down a little bit more damage here, but another Nano Swarm comes through. It's Kohler toying with the other Killjoy, and we have overtime here. Map number 1 of this semifinal.
Switching sides.
Somehow, some way, Kooky Koalas putting all their eggs in one basket. do find a gainway into the A site, or the B side, excuse me, and bring us all the way here and now to overtime. Huge from Anderson on the push down below. He catches a player out in the backlines and finds Yoshi as well on top of the site boxes. Massive from him to get us here now. Kooky Koalas will be on the defending side now for this first round of overtime.
Let's see what they can pull off here. Operator for Screwface. You definitely want him to have the zoom banger. No sniper for Take Flight, though, as you do have to go glass cannon on it. And definitely glass cannons seem to be more viable on the defense. Information peek there from Take Flight. It's not going to yield a kill. Screwface creeping forward towards A. Could get a mean rude awakening, though, as there's a couple players here from Take Flight ready for this. Oh, jump peeks from Worldwide. That's going to bait Screwface further, but look at the Silva. Look at the Silva up top on the ropes. He's going to be watching for this, surely. Somebody's waiting. Oh, there's the drone. And that's exactly what the side of Take Flight were waiting for.
Screwface isn't punished, though. That's big. He could have been caught out if Yoshi was a bit quicker on the aggression.
Here.
Now we're just still in an awkward standstill. We crossed the minute mark, and it's a 5 versus 5 as Take Flight do look to group up towards A.
They might just bail off, though, Nate. They still have that presence of Oaken out towards B, and mid can be a very tantalizing target. Where will Take Flight take their business, though? Looks to be towards the B site, where Kooky Koalas found the vast majority of their successes.
30 seconds
Anderson and Cole are here to defend. Oh, there comes the wall. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but Kohler's just going to sit behind it. Has the poison orb up, too. Spam from the wall, but Aqua! Kohler's gone. That's a huge start for Take Flight. The spike now going to go down for Oaken if Oaken can worm in. Reformed, however, has Anderson dead to rights. Ange comes in for one. Needs a little bit more.
Play hasn't started.
The spike's not down. The spike's not down. They will get it down in the nick of time. Reformed has dropped Ange in the meantime, but Harmon's come in. Jinx and the second kill. Low on health, though. Needs Screwface to help out. Reformed will finish the job on for 4. The health on Reformed is down to 1. Operator can take out Worldwide, but no! Worldwide holds the angle, and Dome Screwface map point, for Take Flight once again. But it comes down to the wire. That one could have ended very differently. Screwface would have peeked the pistol out.
Take Flight have the opportunity now to take their map pick. Shouldn't have been this close, but here we are. No operators on the field. They are proving to be too big of an investment given the credit allocation in overtime. Screwface, never mind. Calls me out, fires the glass cannon. Take Flight now. One defense away from taking map 1. This is just map 1. We have at least one more to go after this one.
At least one more map, and the way this one's gone, I would not be surprised if the next, at least one more, deliver on a very similar level. Take Flight being forced away as the early B presence from Kooky Koalas is showing some of the conditioning they established from the last half too, where Kooky Koalas love to take their triads to B. But look at this push from Anderson all the way up in kitchen. Gonna go back down now, but I was thinking Anderson could have been a very critical player pushing through kitchen, getting a lot of information. A-site's relatively undefended, but now they're making their way back in. They're going to hear the sound cue of the ultimate orb. Nate, this push is going to be a fast and furious frag fest.
I'm sure the wall will go up and the plant will be attempted immediately. That being said, the snake bite is there to stop it right in its tracks. The wall will be destroyed shortly as well. This is awkward. 30 seconds left, still plenty of time to work with. Other rotations have come through, and things are going to get chaotic quick. Screwface and Kohler open it up. Yoshi will find a trade, but still an advantage sitting with Kooky Koalas. Screwface will aggress forward. Yoshi finds the second, though, dropping his double. Anderson in middle, though, finally finds success, finally finds the timing, and catches Aqua in return. 3 versus 2. Kooky Koalas just have to hold on. Worldwide, though, on the flank is good for 1. And let's get a trade and a res now. That's massive. Harmon up top is enough to distract Yoshi, and the angles being as different as they are allow Ange to exploit the contact. 13-13. Kooky Koalas stay alive, and we enter another round of overtime.
Another round indeed, and it's Kooky Koalas again starting on the defense.
Placing sentry.
But what a bit of a res bait there from Ange. That was a perfect play. Yoshi unable to come up with anything there, and rightfully so. That was almost an impossible situation right there for Yoshi. And Kooky Koalas, good couple of frags come in fast, and it worked out well for them. They were able to get it to a second overtime. On map number 1 of the semifinal. Again, map number 1 of the semifinal here, Cookout. It's been a great tournament all the way through, I have to say. There's been no disappointing games, Nate.
Lots of competition. The teams are fierce, and they want the lion's share, as you mentioned before, of this 5K. And looking at the game now, both teams are playing slow and methodical. They do not want to give away the opening pick here. Again, Screwface going for the glass cannon towards A and in the nest area.
Not going to aggress too far, though, as the Owl drone will get information, but Screwface is still in a back position. Does not connect the shot, though. Actually, does some damage on Oaken, but not a kill. That kill could have been oh so critical, but Worldwide's going to get that spike down 5v5 against overtime, so no ultimates unless kills come through. Screwface has one. Oaken finally demolished. Look at this double stack underneath the wall. This could be a good hold here for the side of Take Flight. Yoshi drops Anderson. Oh, Worldwide gets 2. Harmon trades it back, but still a 3v2 in the favor of the attacking squad. Take Flight. Yoshi up top 2. We'll try and get some damage done. Aqua still on a flank 2 through the screen side. Yoshi gets another. Harmon, 1v2. Time dwindling. Nades buying it all. And Harmon, there's no chance Harmon wins this now. Surely not. And Reform will put the nail in the coffin. Kooky Koalas again fighting back down against map point. But it seems that the pressure doesn't really get to them. In fact, they seem to almost play better when their backs are up against the wall.
Yes, they do. Attacking side now against Screwface. Top of the board has the operator once again. 34 kills. He has slowed down a little bit here in overtime, but never count him out. Take Flight. One more needed. So very close to taking their map pick, but never able to get across the line. Can they finally do it here now?
Big Flight would love nothing more than to pull the map pick back from the brink of defeat, and I would say that's necessary for them to have a chance at taking out Kooky Koalas if you go by their history. But then again, we went by history, and history did not tell us the story of what was going to happen here on Icebox, Nate.
It did not. We would have never predicted this map to go as far as it has. Anderson again is lurking towards Tube, as is Screwface. There's no one playing kitchen proper either. There is a turret that might take contact. It's towards the window. No, it's towards the table, so it will take contact. But even the thought of these players being as close as they are should be enough to pull a rotation. Oaken is close. Will Anderson expect it? Oaken will give it away, and Anderson will get the perfect peek. That's an opening for Kooky Koalas. Worldwide is close. They'll find a trade. Screwface did find one before falling, and Anderson will find the trade on the Worldwide. Aqua now to come in big on the site, and he has so many players to contend with. Swinging, he'll find one. Ange, though, finds the trade. It's a 1 versus 3 now. Yoshi has found many a kill previously, but this might be too much to ask. Spike is down, and now the ball is in Yoshi's court.
The resurrection makes it a little more of a tall task for the side of Yoshi, and what can Yoshi pull off here on the jet? One in towards the set bottom tube. It's going to be Anderson. So many different players to find. It's a 1v4, and a recon bolt goes forward. It's going to spot out Yoshi. If Yoshi goes through the wall, it's gone now. Dash forward. Kohler dancing with death will meet River Styx, but Harmon is there for the trade. Out we go, 14-14. 28 rounds have been played. We need at least 30 to decide.
Just one sweep of a 2-round overtime is all that's required. So again, we see the same buy after the same buy for Kooky Koalas. Another operator for Screwface. It's always so difficult having no shields as an operator user, but it's a sacrifice he's willing to make. Take Flight again, rifles across the board with shields to boot. No one wants to give this up. We will go as long as is required. whether it requires a mistake or an outplay by one of these teams, we will go as far as required. A lot of mid-emphasis being put on by both teams. Kohler will fall away quickly here, as Take Flight are content with slowing things down and waiting for an aggressive push.
Screwface has a lot of aggressive information, though, out towards A. Will fall away now as the time starts to dwindle to about the minute mark. But Screwface might just re-aggress here again and potentially run into Yoshi! Ooh. Screwface wins that duel, though. That's a good start. That's the first opening pick Kooky Koalas have had on the defensive side in this overtime session. That's a huge, huge start. That establishes some map control and some dominance here. Anderson needs to find something else. Snakebite's going back and forth. The wall is up. Worldwide is pushing forward, though, and Oaken eliminates Anderson from behind. Spike going down, but Harmon has a trade. Aqua, however, will answer back 3v3. Owl Drone going up, and Anderson sends Worldwide right back down. Edge holding, spraying, tapping, dealing some damage, but not going to kill. Spike still not down. 26 on the clock. Finally, it gets planted. 2v2. Kohler in the back lines has not been spotted, has not been alerted by anything at all. But Reformed is waiting for this. Kohler's got to clear this properly. Reforms in a good spot. Swings out and wins the duel against Kohler. It all rests on the shoulders of Ange now. Timing! No.
The Killjoy. The Killjoy should seal it, though. Ange has to go quick now if he wants to find it. Reformed. He'll drop that and stick the defuse?
Surely
Gauntlet will be taken, and now he has to fall away. Reformed not taken out now. He's detained. It's so awkward. And either had to fight or run, and he got stuck choosing between both. Take Flight, win it in the clutch. A 1 versus 1. A valiant attempt from Ange, but it's not enough. Again, Take Flight take the first round of overtime and have one map point here. 15-14. 16 would be required to close it. And Kooky Koalas, they need to take this round to continue the dream of taking their opponent's map pick.
What is going on, Nate? What is happening right now? This is overtime for you. When you get into the nitty-gritty of things, when you go now, what is this, overtime number 4? I want to say we're on? At least overtime number 3. But it just seems that everything in the strat book goes out the window, and it's all down to some of those individual plays. And that was a huge one by Reformed to secure the win. That lockdown really forced the issue. And was unable to come up with it. Harmon getting a lot of information with the Owl Drone, but look at that nade spam. The utility just bludgeon right there from Take Flight. The orbs are still up, but Angel's going to plant in the poison orb. Oh, another nano swarm, though, thrown at a perfect time. But Screwface shuts down Oaken. It's a good start for the Koalas. Anderson might have more here on holding the flank. It's a free one onto Aqua, but there's a couple more players coming in from the same angle. Instead, Reform, though, tagged down and dropped by Screwface. I think we're going to see another overtime, Nate. I do not think 30 rounds will be enough to settle the score between these two. But Yoshi might have other ideas. That's a crisper. Yoshi needs the ace, and it will not happen. Screwface strikes for 3. And 15-15 we go. Into overtime.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Number 4, I think it is now.
13-4. Yeah, this is the start of the 4th overtime. Took a little bit of math, but I will say it is the 4th.
I concur.
What a shot from Yoshi. Again, doesn't matter in the end. Now, I have a hot take. Kooky Koalas have been on the back foot for seemingly every single overtime. If they can find a round 1 of an overtime, I think it's going to be done.
I agree.
So
their attack just seems unstoppable.
Yes. Kooky Koalas, they find this here. I think they take it 17-15. That is my take at this point. Screwface again getting cheeky and aggressive towards A. Might just find something here. The angle, though, is not deep enough. The slorb will prevent his advance. It will just be an awkward dance with a utility dump to boot.
Now it seems Take Flight want to aggress towards the B site where only Kohler remains to hold it down. Has rotations coming through, though. Look at this gamble stack from Kooky Koalas, Nate. 4 players over here. They're ready. They're reading this perfectly. It's like a book. It's like a picture book for them. And the nade spam will hold, take Flyte at bay at least a little while longer. They do have enough time to bail back towards A. That does seem to be the case here. Will Kooky Koalas read this, though? That's my question. They're still holding towards B, but the A side's wide open, and take Flyte are booking it. They're on their horses, galloping towards A. And it's going to be undefended entirely. A free spike plant and a 5v5 retake in overtime. It's going to come down to pure pandemonium.
And the rest is going to be on the board. Worldwide has 6. He got each orb, and he'll get the plant to boot. 6 versus 5 effectively, assuming Worldwide plays it correctly here. This is a very, very tense situation. Anderson will run in. It's a full retake setup from Take Flyte. Aqua will open it up, dropping Anderson. Look for the second. Will tag down Ange, but not find the kill. Kohler will be the one to find the second. 4 versus 4. And Screwface will inch closer with the operator. Yoshi and Aqua, though, find one apiece. Screwface now has to come in huge. He'll miss the shot. Worldwide will get the res as well. Armin has to come in big. A nice double, but 2 more to find. And they have a delay utility. Reformed will find the first. Armin has to come in big, and time is of the essence. It won't come through. It will not come to fruition. Reformed will find the final kill. And again, chaos in a full retake leads to a Take Flyte round victory. 16-15. Question is, can they finally stop Kooky Koala's attack round in the overtimes?
What will happen first, Nate? Will Screwface hit 40 kills, or will somebody win this map? A tactical timeout here from Kooky Koalas, and I do like this call, although maybe perhaps it would have been better used before the last round. But in the end, it seems that defense is not very defensive. Instead of a shield wall, it's a barricade made out of Play-Doh and the hopes and dreams of, I don't know, who's hopeless?
I have no idea. This is your metaphor. I don't know what your vision is for this.
I don't
Take Flyte.
Too much overtime.
Brain is mush at this point. Yeah, I agree. Take Flyte. Reformed has been coming in huge. We've seen, I think, 2 lockdowns in overtime. That's a 7 orb ultimate being attained by plants and by effectiveness alone. Well done from Reformed. Tactical pause should be ending here shortly. Things should be underway swiftly thereafter. Again, 16-15, Take Flyte again have map point in overtime. The Kooky Koalas have yet to find an overtime map point.
They've yet to find a map point in general.
That is true. Is that speaking to the ability of Take Flyte to get here, to find the path forward, or is that speaking to the strength of Kooky Koalas to not give things away? I'm not sure. Either way.
I think you can go with both.
Yeah, the resiliency of both teams. Kooky Koalas to stay alive, and from Take Flyte to find the path to victory. It's clashing back and forth, but I think the defending side for Kooky Koalas, as in defending against that map point, is the losing side.
Shock darts going out. Kooky Koalas again backs against the wall. But once they're up against that elimination point, in terms of the map, not quite the match in playoffs just yet. But when they're up against that wall, when they're cornered, when they are the 300 at Thermopylae, they manage to stand tall and come up with something. But at this point, something is going to give. Whether it's Kooky Koalas or Take Flyte, one of them is going to blunder somewhere, some way. It's going to be a loss in 2. Who will be the first to crumble? Who will be the wall to fall? Spike going down. Never mind. All the utility coming in on B. As just seems to be natural at this point. Everybody spamming all their bits. The orbs, the nano swarms, but Oaken found from the side by Anderson. Who's going to double down onto Worldwide. Okay, Anderson. That could just open things up for Kooky Koalas. Reform coming in on the flank, though, will shut down the Viper. Screwface, in the meantime, drops Aqua out towards Snowman. Reform will have to work back in with Yoshi. Will dodge just around the side of the swarm. Gets tagged down a little bit, but a free kill onto Screwface. Screwface does have the 40 kills, though. So that answers the question of what will happen first. Screwface 40 kills, or the end of overtime. Yoshi spraying down, and we're down to a 2v2 now. And Reform might just have to pull off the 1v2. Harmon has the first. Reform needs to grab both. Swings forward into Kohler, but Kohler is cold and shuts it down. 16 apiece, and another overtime to commence.
Switching sides. Overtime.
My heart cannot take it. Kooky Koalas, I'm gonna say it again. You win this round and you win it outright. You take your opponent's map pick and you go to Haven. Take Flyte. Their attack sides have been very good. Both teams' attack sides have been quite good. Kohler setting up towards middle. As there is no pause this time around, we will get right back into it. The magic number now is 18. If a team finds 18, it will be done and dusted. Or 18 before the opposing team finds 17, I should say. Screwface aggressive. The updraft towards the belt area is good for an opening. Kooky Koalas now have an advantage. This might be it, Boggs.
Nate, they've had a first pick a couple times, though, and it's failed to be converted. Take Flyte could also take their trials towards B. They have a nice little lurk from Oaken, and some mid control, too, from Reformed. But are they going to go back towards A? Kooky Koalas are gamble stacking towards B yet again. We've seen how well this has ended. We've seen this story unfold before, Nate. We know how this ends. Unless Kooky Koalas switch things up.
It's an awkward, slow standstill as the spike will go once again, this time towards A. Slowly grouping up. Oaken's just hoping to pull a rotation, and he has done so successfully. There's 3 players towards the site proper and a 4th close at hand. It's just a retake from Screwface. If he can find one before the spike goes down, this is most assuredly a doable retake. And he has the right angle. The smoke, though, is a perfectly timed. The wall as well. Plant is inevitable, and Take Flyte will once again play the retake here.
They've been strong in the situation, and Oaken's already on the flank up through middle. Could catch Kohler, who seems to be wary of this, but will now swap back and run towards screens. It's going to be a 5-player retake from Kooky Koalas. They already have a tag on the Worldwide in terms of information, but the spike has yet to be even somewhat under the control of Kooky Koalas. Shots ringing out, pushes coming through, but Kohler, who actually gets the first into Yoshi, reformed to Worldwide, though, shut it down. 3v3, and there's still a flank from Oaken yet to be discovered. Screwface going forward, has this frenzy in hand, but no, it's going to be reformed again. And Nate, it seems impossible for somebody to win on defense. Oaken's flank pays dividends. Worldwide gets another, and 17-16. This is the 5th or 6th at this point map point for Take Flyte. I don't want to math because it's going too long. What is going on?
No one knows what's going on. That's the beauty of overtime. We are going so far. Again, Kooky Koalas find their backs against the wall. But it's been like that for every overtime. 17-16 for Take Flyte. They've always had the map points, but they've never been able to convert. They've never been able to get across the finish line. What will they change up here to make the difference? Doesn't look like too much as of now. There's a group up towards middle. It's a full retake towards A. Look at Take Flyte. This might be what they need. They're going to push down middle. There's no turret here to give the information away. This might be it. This might be the change they needed. Worldwide put up the wall just to bait for time for his teammates to go on the flank. And this might just be disastrous for Kooky Koalas.
This could indeed spell the end of Icebox. But Worldwide living right has to heal up here. But the flank is going to come through. And look who's holding it. It's Screwface, the one you want. Some damage, has a player up top to help out. No, that's actually Oaken to try and deal. Oh, the first pick goes the way of Take Flyte. They're already here. Oaken's got a second. Goes for the hat trick and looking for the ace, potentially. At least on for the 4K. Kohler trades one back, but the spike's being stuck, Nate. All they need to do is hold. Nobody's popping off of it. It's going to be Take Flyte. The ninja defuses. Oaken grabs 4. Will not